Dear students, in today's lecture we will discuss human resource planning, its features, objectives, factors, types, process and followed by the barriers that are faced by human resource planning. I will be looking forward for your feedbacks and queries. Let's first define human resource planning. The human resource planning is the process of getting right number of qualified people at right job and at right time. We can say that HRP is viewed as the foreseeing the human source requirements of the business organization and supply of human resources. Sometimes HRP is also referred to as manpower planning. So, to achieve the organization goals, human resource planning forecasts the future human resource requirements of the organization and it determines how the existing human resources can be fully utilized. So, we can say that proper utilization of human resources is also a part of human resource planning. As we also know that overstaffing or the understaffing create productivity issues for the business organization. So human resource planning plays a very important role in overcoming these issues of overstaffing and understaffing of employees within the organization. These are the various features or characteristics of human resource planning. First one is dynamic in nature. It means that the human resource planning is a continuous and a never ending process because the demand and supply of manpower are subject to various frequent changes due to globalization or due to other factors like change in government regulations and norms. Second is objective oriented. That HRP is based on certain objectives. Like objectives can be of development of human resources or career planning for the individuals. Next is it determines the personal needs. Here the personal needs are the personal needs of the business organization. It means that the organization undertake various recruitment, selection and training needs for manpower based on its requirements. Then is adjusting of demand and supply. The manpower requirements have to be well planned in advance so as suitable persons are identified and are supplied when the requirement arises. Next is the creating proper working environment. So apart from estimating the employee requirements or apart from manpower planning, the HRP also plays very important role in providing a proper working environment for the employees. So this proper working environment leads to employee satisfaction. And then the second last one is the formation of policies. So various policies and rules related to the recruitment of employees, related to human resource planning are formed by the human resource planning department. And the last is it includes manpower, current manpower inventory. So the current manpower or the available manpower inventory of the business organization is identified. The HRP also identifies its weaknesses and strengths so that the necessary training should be provided to the existing manpower to improve their weaknesses. So these are the types of human resource planning. These are very simple. I think most of you have must read about these in detail. So we can identify the human resource planning on basis of level and on the basis of time span. On the basis of level, it can be at micro level. Micro level means that it is for a particular organization. For example, the human resource planning of a Reliance or a Tata is known as HRP at micro level. And macro level, we can say it's a human resource planning at the national level. For example, the union government or the Indian government makes any policies for the development of the human sources for their employment opportunities comes under macro level. And then comes on the basis of time span. First is short term. It's for the shorter duration. It can be the human source planning to recruitment, selection, or such small training programs. Then comes the intermediate. This is the planning, human source planning for the period of 2 to 3 years. It can be related to performance appraisal systems or some training of individuals for promotions or for succession planning. And the last comes the long term planning. So any human source planning that takes place for more than 3 years comes under long term human source planning. So for in this case we can discuss an example that the any decisions related to expansion or opening of new branches and training of staff for those branches, and for that type of expansion comes under long term human source planning. Objectives of human source planning. First is that human source planning is very essential to determine the future manpower or human source needs of the organization. So we can say that in absence of proper human source planning, it would be very difficult to have the right kind of people at right time. Second, analyze current manpower inventory. So HRP helps in analysis of the current or present workforce. It also determines its strengths and weaknesses so that they can be trained to overcome those types of weaknesses. Then the third is it assists in change management. So proper HR planning is required to cope with changes in market conditions due to change in technology or government or change in due to government regulations. So these changes are very. These are two factors affecting human source planning. First one is the external factors. Under external factors, let's first discuss the government policies. So the policies of the government like labor policy, industrial policy, or policy towards reservation in certain jobs impact the human source planning. Second, change in technology. To adapt the new technology, there's often a resistance from the employees. So human source planning motivates the employee and makes it easier for them to adapt to new technology. Next comes the globalization. In globalization, all the firms or the companies are expanding their business in different countries. So they are facing plenty of challenges in human source planning. Next comes the business environment. Business environment means both the internal and the external factors influencing the business. The business environmental factor influences the volume of mix of production and thereby the supply of human sources in the future is influenced. And the second is internal factors. Here is the first one is the type and size of the organization. So based on the type and size of the organization, the human source planning can be at micro level for a smaller organization and at macro level for a larger organization. Next is organization and HR policies. So, based on organizational objectives, the HR policies regarding procurement of human sources are framed, which impact the human source planning. Next comes the job analysis. It is the detailed study of jobs, including the skills needed for a particular job. So, human resource planning is based on job analysis, which determines the kind of employees to be to be required for future business operations. Next comes the growth cycle of organization. So at the starting stage, the organization is small and the need of employees is usually smaller. But when the organization enters the growth phase, more and more people are to be hired. Similarly, in the declining recession and boom phases, the human source planning process changes accordingly. and the last is trade unions. So trade unions often oppose the human source planning as they feel that it will increase the workload of employees and will create unemployment, especially for the unskilled labor. So this is the human source planning process. So we will discuss each stage in a stepwise manner. The first is scanning of business environment. The HRP process starts with the scanning of the external business environment. So various external factors like economy, technology, then demographic, political and social factors are monitored. The scanning enables the business organization to identify various changes that will impact the human source planning processes. So after scanning of external environment, the organizational objectives are framed, and based on these organizational objectives, the HRP policies are developed. The organization objectives also specify the requirement and skills of human resources for future. Then HR demand forecasting estimates the future quantity and quality of people required. The demand forecasting of manpower will depend upon the growth rate of the business organization, then the available of finances with the organization, or the adoption of latest technology. So for demand forecasting, we apply various methods like ratio analysis, trend analysis, then managerial judgments and Delphi techniques to reach the accurate decision making. Once the demand forecasting of manpower is estimated, the next step for organization is to identify how the manpower requirements will be met. What will be the sources for procurement or the supply of manpower? So the sources of supply of manpower can be internal in the form of promotions or transfers, or it can be through some external medium. Next comes HR programming, human source programming. So once both demand and supply of manpower are forecasted by the business organization, the process of filling right number of employees at right time is initiated. Next comes the human source planning implementation. So in this stage, the recruitment, selection and placement processes are carried by the business organization. The training, development and redeployment of employees are also done to prepare them for next levels, or we can say the process of succession planning takes place at this implementation stage. And the last stage is the final stage is evaluation and control. So based on the budget available, the targets and the set standards of the organization, the evaluation of this whole process or the previous stages is done. At this stage, the number of employees engaged the establishments are verified, and after this the shortage and surplus of manpower is also identified. If there is shortage of manpower, then the business organization may go for a new recruitment and selection processes, and in case there is a surplus of manpower, then the business organizations may go for layoffs or VRS, that is voluntary retirement schemes. So these are the stages of human resource planning process. The human resource planning suffers from certain barriers which influence its working. Number one is inaccurate forecast. As we know that the human resource planning involves forecasting the demand and supply of human sources. So the effectiveness of planning depends upon the accuracy of these forecasts of manpower. Second is lack of top management support. The manpower planning requires full and we can say wholehearted support from the top management. In the absence of the support from top management, it is not possible for human resource planning to work in a proper manner. Next is employee resistance. The employees and their trade unions often resist or oppose the human resource planning process. They feel that this planning, this human resource planning will increase their overall workload. They also feel that it would lead to widespread unemployment, especially for unskilled labor. Next is management information system. The effectiveness of planning depends upon the reliability of the information system, that is reliability of the MIS, management information system. In many of the industries, the human resource management information system is not fully developed, so there is an absence of reliable data which affects the working of human resource planning. Next comes improper training. The employees are not fully trained to deal with the problems of human resource planning, which acts as a barrier to it. Uncertain circumstances. It is it is risky to depend upon general estimates of manpower in the face of rapid changes in the business environment and due to globalization or technology upgradation. The absenteeism, turnover, or we can say the seasonal employment and market fluctuation are various uncertainties which hamper the working of human resource planning. Next is lack of coordination. If there is absence of coordination between various departments of the business organization, the human resource planning fails to achieve its objectives. And the last is it's a time consuming process and involves lot of finance. So we can say it's a expensive process, and the companies or the business organization often resist from human resource planning or manpower planning, as it would increase their cost and will exceed their budget. So these are the barriers which affect the working of human resource planning. Hope the this session Hope this session has enhanced your knowledge regarding human resource planning. Thank you.